even with 15 points of tennis. So today we're going to talk about a very important topic called variety. Now, like, variety has huge benefits. Every player wants to hit variety, right? Variety, just imagine you're a baseball pitcher. You know, you throw a curveball, you throw the fastball, you throw the knuckleball. Every time you're giving your opponent a different look, right? So it's going to throw their timing and their rhythm off. But even more so, when you have more options, you can go dip and angle. You can drive the ball deep with topspin. You can slice them short and move them into the court, right? So it opens up so much more for you to really apply pressure on your opponent. Okay, so I think all of us know that already. Now, the hard part with variety is actually executing. Okay, so let's talk about why that is really tough for most players and something you have to train. Right? Like, you know, I used to love hitting on the ball machine and just hitting the same ball every time. That's how I'd practice. Then you get into the match, you can't mix it up. So some players, like me in the past, was just a complete rhythm player. So let's say I'm a coach, and if I feed you like 100 balls, yeah, you might miss the first 1, 2, or 3 balls because you're off rhythm. But if I keep feeding you that ball, you'll find your groove, and then maybe you'll hit 100 in a row perfect, right? A short ball put away, an easy put away volley. But now I give you that same easy volley, that same short ball put away in a match, and it's so hard off the first touch to be in rhythm off the first touch. It's much, much harder because you've never had that type of rhythm before. So you need to practice with all your variety and different shots. You need to practice hitting off the first touch. And so we're going to do a drill, right? Because this is variety, hitting different parts of the ball, hitting with different trajectories, hitting with different angles. So the first ball is going to be swinging low to high, hitting a heavy topspin. Second ball, just a driving topspin. And the third ball has to be flat, like a flat put away, true speed through the court. Okay, and like it's very easy to just go hit 100 heavy topspins or 100 balls flat. It's very hard to hit one ball with heavy topspin and then transition to flat on the next ball and drive it really flat. Right? It's hard to make that transition on one touch. So let's drill this, let's practice it. Let's go to the demo right away. Alright, so it sounds all fine and dandy in theory, but when you're playing a match, when you're practicing variety, things can easily get discombobulated. So, look, on that one, he tried to brush it too much because the first two he'd been used to hitting topspin. Right? Now he's going to find his range, the heavy topspin, the driving topspin, and the flat here. We notice how off the spacing is, and that's because when you're hitting heavier spin, it might be a touch closer to the ball, whereas if you're driving the ball, arm might be ever so slightly more from your body because you're swinging across from the ball. Okay, so let's see if he can get this a little bit better. But that's a good driving topspin. All right, he's starting to feel that third ball flatten out again. Again, it's just getting your muscles. If I fed him any of these balls individually, he could hit 100 in a row, very, very good. But again, adjusting the different balls, then the heights on every single shot and direction, that was a much better flat one right there. And changing the direction on the third ball, you know, you can do any type of pattern that you commonly use that fits your game, but you need to practice your variety. It's very, very tough. Alright, so let's look at this next set. That's a pretty good heavy ball, high and deep. Alright, that's a good driving topspin. And here, he rushed it a little too much wrist lag. He couldn't get his form around. Alright, that was good there. Despite the spacing, that last one, he kept it really flat and smooth when he drove that last one flat. Right, and look, if you do it enough, then that was a good series. Again, you can see as an opponent what a nightmare it is to have to retrieve that ball, then to get pushed back deep, and then the flat one up the line once the court's opened up. Again, to be able to hit all these shots, as we all know, it's just that much more effective. But do not take it for granted that you can just turn it on in a match, because, look, to be honest, if you can't do it off a fed ball in drills, and meaning hit your combos, hit your variety, if you can't do it in drills, there's no way you can do it in a match when there's real actual pressure. Okay, so This is something that the student here has had trouble with. Like now he's getting it in those drills, but it takes some time for sure to get this. So what that looked like in a point, a flat return off the screen, okay, then a moderate topspin, driving topspin, then that's a ball that has more spin, and then finishing off from there. So, you know, hopefully can replicate a little bit of what the master does. You see Fed has no problem just crushing the ball flat when he needs it, and he goes to a little bit more topspin when he needs to bring the ball down, right back to flat again on the hammer. That's why it's just a symphony in motion, mixes in the slice, and I mean, Fed's a nightmare to play. He always has his opponent off balance. I mean, yeah, it's tough. Alright, so thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I left the link to the first video in the online accelerator program where I'm going to drop some massive knowledge on you and some very, very important key concepts you need to know as a player progressing from your stage of beginner to intermediate to advanced. Do watch that video if you haven't gotten the chance. Alright, so I'll see you in that video as well. Like and subscribe if, again, I'm going to be shooting a lot more content next few months, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video.